Welcome to Conversations for Course Creators. I'm your host, Lucas Marino, and today I wanted to talk about a topic that I did bring up earlier in the podcast series, the topic of confidence for course creators, really for any type of creator, but in particular for course creators. That's who this podcast is dedicated to. And I've got a few solutions that I'm trying to put in place to help clients that need that confidence. This is something I've been focusing on pretty heavily this year, trying to provide people with that. I've been known to say to friends in my circle, other Thinkific experts, other course creators, that if there's one thing I wish I could sell to my clients, just exchange money for product, it would be confidence. I wish that they could just buy confidence and move about smartly, because that's honestly what drives a lot of people that are in the process of developing courses to seek services from people like me that help do those things. It's not just technical expertise with a learning management system or with curriculum development, script writing, creation of different types of animations or games or whatever. Most of the time, it's that these people just are either too busy to do the work themselves and they'd rather just pay somebody to do it for them or with them, or they lack the confidence to dive all the way in and commit fully to finishing a project. Even the people that are comfortable doing the work themselves, they lack confidence with some elements of course creation. So I spent some time working through this in my mind a bit and said, well, what is it that people really come to me for, right? And a lot of times for Thinkific type work, with the Thinkific learning management system, they lack confidence in their abilities to use the platform. They're just not as comfortable with Thinkific as they would like to be, and they're not sure how to get more comfortable with Thinkific. So they end up talking to someone like me that coaches them through using the platform, but they end up hiring someone like me to do a lot of that work for them because their confidence is low. And if they were as capable with the platform as I am, they probably would not be seeking out assistance. Now, for someone in my line of business, you'd probably wonder, like, why would you possibly create something to help a person gain that confidence? Wouldn't that take work from you? You wouldn't have this project to support. And the answer is no. I would rather that person have those resources and use those resources than have to expend even more money hiring somebody to do what I do for them. So I created a course recently and launched it, and I've been getting a lot of fantastic feedback from my beta students. It's called Learn Thinkific, which is, I know, it's an painfully obvious name, but hopefully it's simple and people will hear it and know exactly what the course is about. And I was very sensitive to the fact that Thinkific is super valuable and super helpful for course creators. I just wanted them to feel as comfortable with the system as I am. And maybe we can accelerate that process by giving them a platform with which to learn Thinkific with. I'm not aware that there's another product out there as comprehensive as this. This is a complete guide to the entire Thinkific learning management system. And it covers every feature and every function, every single aspect of Thinkific in a way that presents in bite-sized chunks, easy to understand, easy to identify, and is laid out exactly as the platform is constructed. So what you see in the course mirrors exactly what is in Thinkific. The other thing I did was I made the course almost entirely video-based, using demo videos of me working in Thinkific and talking to them as if my student was sitting there right beside me watching the screen, and I was explaining to them and showing them what I'm doing. So this way the course is in very much like demonstration type format. And really what it's about is I just want to make people more confident and capable with Thinkific so they can build amazing courses, site pages, and communities using this wonderful platform. So I launched the Learn Thinkific course. Now, part of this was because I felt like, and this is even after working with people that have Thinkific accounts for months and even years, that there's just so much there that people aren't aware of, that I wanted them to be able to learn that at their pace on their time and when it's most suitable for them. So I decided to make the course lifetime access, and I update it weekly to make sure that the content is relevant and current, and that if Thinkific makes change to the platform, I can see that in the change log, and I can create a quick video to address that change and possibly replace a lesson or a module that was covering that function in the system prior to the change. So it's literally a living, breathing course. And this is one of the ways I'm trying to serve other clients, right? Serve other people this year, help other people. I'm even enrolling clients of mine that pay me for site building and course building services in the course. So they'll have it for when we're done. I want them to have this as a resource that they can use to maintain and support their courses when we're no longer working in development mode, right? Maybe it would be more beneficial to them to have that capability for themselves. So what I did was I designed this course, like I said, to be very much about application. I wanted people to understand a lot of the nuance that's in the system and some of the ways you can apply and think about and strategize how to use the different value points in Thinkific to build your products. Even like when it comes to site pages, I'm going to have extensive lessons in there about different types of pages that I like to build, not just course landing pages, but like I have free resource pages where I include blogs or YouTube video links and references to external resources. I have other pages that are just pages of bio, like about us pages, right? And then how to embed contact forms and things like that in Thinkific pages so that people can see what this site is capable of outside of just maybe the basic building blocks that are provided. So I'm I mean, you could probably tell I'm pretty excited about the course. I've enjoyed tremendously the development of the course, but I think the coolest part about this whole experience is knowing that every week I host a live Q&A with the students. So it doesn't matter if you join the class in the beta or if you join the class moving forward. Every Friday at 12 o'clock Eastern time, afternoon, we have a live Q&A session where anyone can ask me anything they want about the platform and what they're, how to use it for their current project, and I'll talk to them about it. So pretty cool, especially since it's lifetime access. And the other thing that I'm going to cover in the course that's been really interesting to me is just some basics on recommended Thinkific apps from the App Store. A lot of pointing you in the direction of great resources that I've encountered over the years. It's not going to be a deep dive into how to use every one of those apps or how to apply them to your site, but I did want to make people aware of which tools and apps I prefer to use in my business, and share that with people so they don't have to wonder what people like me are using on our sites, right? So so if you are interested in learning a little bit more about that course, you can check out marinotraining.com. Make sure you hit the www in the beginning, marinotraining.com, and check the courses tab at the top, and you'll see the Learn Thinkific course in there. Now, what else is cooking, right? So if people come to me and they're having problems with navigating or Thinkific or gaining confidence in using the platform, I recommend that course as a solution. Outside of that, a lot of what I've been working with are authors, and I find that the conversion of a nonfiction book to a course is so natural that it is almost a no-brainer to try and monetize your book by building a course, a complimentary course, and using that course to benefit the people that bought your book or to drive new traffic to your book, and then to use your book to drive people to the course. So if you build the two products as complementary products, then you can have a pretty powerful product line sitting in your product ladder. And for those that aren't familiar with product ladders, go check out my earlier episode on product ladders. For those that haven't listened to that episode, you basically have a tiers of products in your business. starting with the lowest price, moving up to the highest price. At the very top might be one-on-one or done-for-you services, and at the bottom might be like free downloads, right? So each of the things you offer people are a product on a step on the product ladder, right? Each of them is a step on the product ladder. And so courses are a natural next step up from books on the product ladder. And I say next step up because books traditionally aren't priced as highly as courses. They're in a different type of market, even though they may contain much of the same information. So I'm actually writing my book, which is titled Monetize Your Book with a Course right now. And we're in the editing phase. And that's pretty cool. I've been blessed with Karen Hunsinger as an editor. She's amazing. And I'll tell you guys a little bit about what I've been doing in the course of writing that book here on the podcast so that you can maybe learn from my experience and employ that in your own practice. If you're writing a book or writing blog articles or writing scripts for training, whatever the case is, you can use some of these same methods to do so. And it was a way for me to very quickly put out content. So stay tuned to a future episode of the podcast here where I can address exactly the process I took to write the draft of the book. Why write this book? Well, of all these authors I work with, a lot of them are frustrated with the fact that they put a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of money into developing a professional book, whether you're indie publishing or you're going through a traditional publisher. And they're a bit frustrated with the fact that in the process, the return on investment seems so far away financially. People in the non-fiction space are usually subject matter experts, just like with courses, subject matter experts in something, and they write a book about it, and it's like the ultimate business card, right? They have authority. They are recognized for their work because they have published a book on the topic. And other people will determine whether that book is great or not for that area or that specialty, and then refer people to that book if it's great, right? So it's a great way to get your name out there and to generate some business. Well, the downside to the book is that you just don't make a lot of money selling books because books have such a low price point. And it takes so many book sales to generate enough revenue to make you kind of relax a little bit about the cost that is involved in producing and professionally publishing a book, whether it be indie published or traditionally published. So what do? Well, you know what my advice is going to be is develop that complimentary course. Use the book as the leverage to get people in the door for the course, right? It's another product you can offer people, and it's lower on the product ladder than, say, one-on-one services or a close consulting type relationship. So people that have come to me about things that I teach or things that I've published about, written about, publicly speak about, they want to learn more. Usually what ends up happening is they have to hire me as a consultant or as an instructor. Unless, of course, I have an on-demand course or a live hybrid type course that they can pick up, which is cheaper than one-on-one services. So if you want to learn about launching courses, or let's just use the example from earlier in this episode, if you want to learn about using Thinkific, it would cost you a whole lot of money to pay me by the hour to sit down and teach you how to use the platform, when you could go buy my on-demand course for significantly less and put yourself through those lessons. I mean, if you total up, there's over 60 lessons in that course, 60 videos. I mean, the amount of time it would take for me to sit down with someone one-on-one and teach that is pretty extensive, right? There's hours and hours of course material there, and that would cost quite a bit of money to pay a consultant for their time to do that. So it's better, it's cheaper, it's easier for you to just buy the course. Now, you would do the same thing if you have a book and you're offering your book to people and they get interested in your services and they want to then work with you. You can offer to do so. And if that price point is too high for them, or you can't make it work for some other reason like time and availability, or you're unable to come to an agreement on a contract, or maybe you're just not interested in those types of projects, whatever, those people still have an option of learning from you in a course, which would be less expensive than the one-on-one services, the coaching, the consulting, and you can do it. They can do it on their time and their schedule. So if they want to sit through your lessons at night, they can. So I wrote this book, Monetize Your Book with a Course, to help authors in the nonfiction space convert their expertise from the book into a course in a way that really relates to authors. As a fellow author, I get it, but I see the parallels between the courses and the books in a way that people who don't do both may not see. So I'm trying to help more and more people this next year by sharing these new products with them in a way that really gives them more options, gives them more access to these ideas and these methods and these ways of doing things. And that's what I've been doing the last few weeks, is building out these products. Now, naturally, not everyone's going to pick up my book and read it, and not everyone's going to want to take my course on the same topic, because yes, there's going to be a Monetize Your Book with a Course, right? That complements my book. I'm going to practice what I preach. So I'm launching a virtual summit in December with a ton of my friends and favorite consultants and experts in the space that are going to come in and be come in and be speakers at the summit and share their expertise with summit attendees. And I'm really excited about that. So that's part of what I've been working on as well. So clearly, I've been doing all of those things, and I'm excited to now get back to podcasting, because you guys know how much I love making the show and interacting with people that listen to the podcast. So very exciting stuff. Now, the last thing I want to share is my last project that I've been working on in this interim that is also related to this space and is also related to entrepreneurship and courses. And that is that I am the proud co-founder of a brand new site called the Empire Builders Masterclass. Now, again, www.empirebuildersmasterclass.com. We built the Empire Builders Masterclass to help fellow creative entrepreneurs learn all the different elements of entrepreneurship in the creative space. So I've teamed up with my partner, Honore Corder, who is a phenomenally successful writer and indie publisher. She's published millions of books, or not millions of books. She's sold millions of books. She's published over 50. And she is the proud owner of many courses, successful courses. And she happens to be one of my mentors. So we came up with this idea to offer this platform for entrepreneurs that want to learn about how to build books, how to build courses, how to build virtual summits, how to build their mindset, lifestyles. We're also launching a military program for active duty, veteran, and military spouses. And Honore was a military spouse. I'm retired military. Colonel John Hope is in the team, is one of the instructors. He's retired Army colonel. So we're just super excited to have all these people together and able to share all of what we've learned in our journey getting to where we're at as entrepreneurs in creative spaces with people that are also on that same path. So I'm just super excited to offer courses there that help people get where many of us are and where we're going. So make sure you check out the Empire Builders Masterclass as well. And so as you can see, been a little bit busy. And I really want to kind of hear from you guys about what you've been up to. Like, what kind of projects are you doing? What are you doing to help other people? What is your calling? Go ahead and shoot me an email, lucas@marinotraining.com, or just go to my website and fill out the lead form, and then I'll reach out to you via email and we can start a conversation that way. Or you could just find me on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever and shout at me. Like, I'm genuinely interested in hearing from you about how things are going. And I think on some of the podcasting platforms, you can actually leave comments. So if you're on Anchor, you can come to Anchor, you can leave comments. If you're watching this video on YouTube, put your comments below. I'm just super excited to hear more from you guys. I want this to be an interactive podcast, or at least an interactive medium and element of my business. So there's your explanation for why I've been gone a little while. Okay. I felt like I owed that to you guys. If you're interested in learning more about those platforms, I'll post links in the description below. And I'm just super excited to try and help more people this next year in a more focused way with these products. And hopefully I can help some people that I wasn't able to help prior to these products being developed and available, because we just weren't able to work together because of time or other types of commitments. So thank you guys for tuning into this episode. A little different than the other episodes I've done. I normally do not talk about the things that I develop and sell in my episodes, but I just felt like it was important to kind of explain to you guys where I've been and what I've been doing, because, maybe you'll relate to it as well. I hit pause on my marketing platforms, my social media. Well, I didn't fully pause them. I just scaled them down quite a bit during this period so that I could focus on what was the higher priority. And that was serving other people through these products. They're going to have a greater impact on people than some of the other activities I was doing. So I just did a quick what's more impactful, what's more helpful to other people kind of assessment, and went after those things first. And so back in the saddle, and I just appreciate you guys tuning in. Share your experiences down below. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.